Imagine a story where destiny, friendship, and redemption intertwine in the scorching Texas desert. Welcome to the world of Holes, a Disney live action film that captivates audiences of all ages. Released in 2003, Holes stars Shia LeBouef as Stanley Yelnats IV, a young boy who finds himself in a juvenile detention camp where the inmates are forced to dig holes every day as part of a mysterious punishment. Now, I have recently watched this movie and I love this movie. It was one of my favourites growing up. I love the book. I read the book when I was in school. It's a fun movie. I really enjoy it, and I'm a fan of Shia. I'm a fan of Shia LaBeouf. I'm a fan of him in Even Stevens. I was a fan of him in Transformers. Again, he was in Indiana Jones and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I'm a fan of him in that. So today we're going to be talking about Holes and some of the key moments, some of the best bits, and overall a review. Just one of those classic reviews that I'm so known for. So yeah, anyhow, we're all doing good, we're all doing well. Welcome home, Disney adults, and welcome to a brand new movie review of 2003's Walt Disney's Holes. Let's jump into some key moments here. The first one that I want to talk about is Stanley's unjust conviction. Now, the movie kicks off with Stanley being wrongly accused of stealing a pair of shoes donated to a charity for homeless shelter. And this sets the stage for his journey to Camp Green Lake. At Camp Green Lake, Stanley and his fellow inmates, his fellow inmates, and they become friends throughout the course of this time there. Are tasked with digging holes in the scorching heat of the Texas desert for some mysterious treasure, and we start to unravel this as the movie goes on. And it's one of those things where the more you watch the movie, the story all connects from various ways of life, from Stanley's parents, our great grandfather, and Zero's great grandmother, and the family of the warden, which is played by Sigourney Weaver, which is a very cool, exciting type. It's got Eartha Kitt, Shia LeBouef, Henry Winkler. It's got some big names in this film, some big names, and it doesn't disappoint. Anyhow, we're getting off topic as we usually do. They are forced to dig holes in the middle of a Texas desert, a place called Camp Green Lake, where it hasn't rained for 100 years or something like that. They're digging for treasure. They're digging for something for the warden. They're digging for something. And as time goes on, we find out that it is a treasure chest that she thinks belongs to her, but it ultimately doesn't. And then moving on to tying in with this is a curse on Stanley's family, which, through a series of flashbacks, learning about his great grandfather, we learn about the curse that's plagued Stanley's family for generations. Now, it's only the males of the family, it's only the Stanleys, and his great grandfather Elliot Yelnats was supposed to follow advice from Madame Zeroni, and he didn't. He took a pig up, and he didn't want to take Madame Zeroni up. He was too love struck. He was too annoyed, and as with that, he decided to come to America, and the curse was placed. Through a series of flashbacks, we learn about Stanley's predicament of the curse, and just how it became to be, essentially. The story weaves together the past and present in a captivating narrative, and obviously, spoilers. I don't want to give too many spoilers, but we'll get into that because it's a fun film, and I think I need to talk about them in order for it all to make sense. And through this, these friendships made, there's redemptions made. Stanley forms unlikely relationships with his inmates, including Zero, who is one of the main protagonists of the film. He becomes a big part of the whole reason of all of this in a minute. And he was played by a person called Cleo Thomas. Now, Cleo Thomas doesn't perform, doesn't act anymore. He got out of it. I think Coles was one of the only ones that he did. But recently, as of probably 2 months ago, he won a gaming tournament. I think it was I can't think what it was. I'll find it and put it on screen. But he won a gaming tournament. I think it was for Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, something like that, which is just insanely funny. It's just very, very cool that he's done that. And it popped up. I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. The bond between Stanley and Zero to uncover the truth of the curse on Stanley and the lake itself of Camp Green Lake becomes a tale of redemption. It becomes an open casket, an open wound, just to see where it all goes, and everything ties together. And the real reason why they're trying to find and trying to dig things, and the warden would like certain items from a certain person, and this is kissing Kate Barlow. Now, Kate Barlow was a school teacher who lived in Camp Green Lake, and she was in love with a man called Sam, and Sam was a black man, and that wasn't allowed in the times of that, and so they fell in love, and Sam did all these jobs for Kate, and because Sam kissed Kate, he was killed, essentially. He was unalived, and that's what drove Kate to become an outlaw. And she was known, she was infamous, she was known across the United States, across the thing. She was robbing banks, she was, and she got the name Kissing Kate Barlow because she kissed the people she killed. And so she's intertwined with Camp Green Lake, and it all ties back to the warden, played by Sigourney Weaver, because she is the granddaughter of the man who owned Camp Green Lake. His name was Trout Walker, and he owned Camp Green Lake. He owned the majority of it, or his dad owned it, so it would have been his great grandfather, or it would have been Sigourney Weaver's great grandfather, the one's great grandfather. And so with that, it all comes full circle. They all intertwine together, and it's a good story. It's a beautiful story. It's very well told. I absolutely love this film. I really do. I really, really do. Me explaining it, I don't think gives it justice of just how good it is. Now, there are some reasons to watch this movie, so let's get into them. Now, the reasons to watch this movie is it has a compelling storyline. It offers a unique blend of mystery, adventure, and heartwarming moments to keep the viewers engaged from start to finish. And I wholly agree with that. I do. I agree with that. It has a strong performance. Shia LeBouef delivers a standout performance as Stanley Yelnats, bringing the depth and emotion to the character. The supporting cast also shines, adding layers to the story. No one ever felt like they were just there for a snippet. Everyone did their part and everyone played their part well. I don't think this movie would have worked if one person wasn't in it. They all needed to be together in order to make this film and this story be told as well as it was, from book adaptation to screen adaptation. Obviously, the recurring theme of friendship and redemption is a big thing. The movie explores themes of friendship, loyalty, power of redemption, making it a touching and inspiring watch for audiences of all ages. Again, I agree with it. I watched this movie the first time when it came out in like 03. It came out in 03. I watched this movie. We watched it in school. I watched it again in like 05. I've watched it countless times. I love this film. I love the book. And I can't recommend it enough. I really can't. It's a very, very good movie for all ages. If it is something up your alley, if you enjoy a little bit of a mystery, a little bit of an adventure, a little bit of sadness, happiness, you know, all that good stuff. The flashbacks are real good. You know, they don't feel rushed. They've just been told it's just as important as the story because it all comes together. Every part has its part, but without every part, it wouldn't be the movie told well, if that makes sense. It's got the mystery of the curse. Now, I want to dive into the curse a little bit, and we're going to talk about that. So, Stanley Yelnats' great-great-grandfather, Elia Yelnats, was from a foreign country. I think it was Slovakia or Estonia, one of the two. I can't fully remember. And he wanted to marry a girl. And so he went to a fortune teller called Madame Zeroni, played by Eartha Kitt. And Madame Zeroni was like, okay, take the smallest pig, take it up the mountain, feed it the water from the stream, and sing a song whilst you do it.
If only the woodpecker sighs, the bark on the tree was as soft as the skies. The wolf waits below, hungry and lonely, crying to the moon. If only.
So he did that. He did that every day, fed the pig, and then it came to the point where the girl was picking between another competitor and Elia Yelnats. And of course, it drove him because she didn't choose him over the other guys straight away. And he was like, you know what, forget it. You take both pigs, marry the other guy, whatever. And he made his way to the States. But what he didn't do was take Madame Zeroni up the hill when she mentioned that, once you finish with the pig, you've got to take me up the hill and sing the song while she grows stronger and drinks the water from the stream. He didn't do that. And as such, the curse was put onto the Stanley, the male Yelnats, all men in the Yelnats family. And so, as time went on, the curse got worse, and the stroke of, they always had bad luck. Wasn't anything awful. It was just wrong place, wrong time, always. And that's how Stanley, played by Shia LeBouef, ended up getting arrested. Stanley's dad, is played by Harry Winkler, is an inventor, and he's trying to find the cure to foot odor, and he figures it out when the curse has been lifted. And the only way the curse is lifted is Zero escapes. Zero runs from Camp Green Lake and tries to escape, and Shia goes after him. Stanley Yelnats the fourth goes after him, tries and finds him. and they find remnants of Sam's boat, which is called Mary Lou, and some spiced peaches that Kate gave him, because that's something she used to do, and they used to trade off onions for sweet peaches, and you know, it was very sweet, very sweet. And so he found some of them, ate them, went and made their way up to something called God's Thumb, and made the way up to this mountain, to the stream, and he got sick. Zero felt ill, got a little, eating too much of these peaches that he was calling sploosh, and so he figured, he figured it out. He went up the hill. Stanley fed him some water, like, you know, to make him feel better, you know, just wake him up a bit. And, you know, they fell asleep under the stars up there. And at the same time, he was singing to Zero and ended up, you know, breaking the curse, which, go team, you did it. Congratulations. And honestly, it's a fantastic movie. It really is. Stanley and Zero escape. They get let go from Camp Green Lake. Camp Green Lake gets shut down. Everyone else gets to escape and do whatever they need to do. And overall, it's just a fun film. It really is. It keeps me interested, even now. And I've watched this movie loads. I've watched this movie loads of times, and I enjoy watching it. Keeps my interest. It's a timeless classic. Whether it's worth revisiting it like myself or discovering it for the first time, if any of you guys have never watched it, I highly recommend it. It is a fantastic film. I would probably give it like an 8 out of 10. I mean, it is one of my favourites. But I feel like, you know, there are movies that I would watch over this one. I mean, I go out my way to watch this movie sometimes. I do, but it's not one that's always on repeat. Like whenever I get a chance, it's not one that I'm like, oh yes, I have to watch Holes like right now. I will watch it loads, and I have in the past. I've watched it countless times in the past. But yeah, I think it's a solid 8 out of 10. I highly recommend it. I would recommend, if you've never watched it, to give it a watch, see what you think. And yeah, it's a fun movie, considering it's 21 years old now. So yeah, you know, it's getting on a bit, but hey, all good. Some of the best things are a little bit older, you know, just like me. I'm old, so that's that. That was the joke. I'm old, so I'm better because I'm old. Yeah. So, anyhow, closing thoughts. Honestly, what do I think? A little bit of a conclusion, a little bit of whatever. Holes is more than just a movie. It's a journey of self-discovery, friendship, and the power of resilience. Whether you're a fan of adventure, mystery, or heartwarming tales, this Disney live-action gem is a must-watch that will leave you captivated and inspired. I want to give a huge thank you to all of y'all for coming and joining me on this movie review. And yeah, honestly, go watch Holes. Dive down the hole and check it out. You know, good times. It's a fun movie. Highly recommend. Go watch it. That's all I'm going to say. Until then, much love. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Do all that fun stuff. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.